Again, my name is Tara Morrison, and on behalf of the National Park Service, welcome here today. Earlier this week, I was in a meeting where we were all reminded of the importance of acknowledging and recognizing the indigenous people in the land on which we stand. So I would like to begin today with that acknowledgement. I would like to acknowledge our National Park Service leadership with us here in the room today and thank them for attending and spending this weekend with us. Dan Smith, National Park Service Deputy Director, exercising the authority of the Director. David Bella, National Park Service Acting Deputy Director of Operations. Terry Brown, our Superintendent, Fort Monroe National Monument. And also with us, former Director, Robert Stanton, National Park Service. Thank you. Those who have no record of what their forebears have accomplished lose the inspiration which comes from the teaching of biography and history. Carter G. Woodson. And for those who don't know, Carter G. Woodson is known as the father of Black history, so I thought it appropriate to again include that in these opening remarks. Myself and the panel, we are all honored to have this opportunity to present during this commemorative weekend to honor the first enslaved Africans to land here at Point Comfort and to the history and legacy of 400 years of African American history. I had the privilege to serve as the first superintendent of the African Burial Ground in New York City. That is the final resting place of between 15 and 20,000 free and enslaved Africans. So this story is extremely important to me. Since 2016, I've had the opportunity to serve as superintendent of a portfolio of national parks in Washington, D.C. and Maryland, including 3 historic homes, which honor Mary McLeod Bethune. I'm sorry, I hit the keyboard, we'll have to fix that. Mary McLeod Bethune, Carter G. Woodson, and Frederick Douglass. Today, our panel will share the history of Africans and African Americans in this country as preserved in national parks and in our communities. It is our hope that you will carry this information with you and share it with at least one person outside of this room. It's important that we continue to visit, help to preserve and protect these places, and to carry this information so that we can educate others who don't have the knowledge. It is extremely important that we do that, and we hope that today we will inspire you to take what you learn and share it with others. I will introduce our 4 panelists together to allow them to have the maximum amount of time in the hour allotted here today. As I start to introduce them, I would ask that they take their seats, and then you will hear from them. Dr. Dayonda Johnson is a historian with the National Park Service. Since 2010, she has served as the Midwest Regional Manager for the National Underground Railroad Freedom Program. In this capacity, she works with local, state, and federal entities, as well as other interested parties, to preserve, promote, and educate the public about the history of the Underground Railroad. Next, we will hear from Lewis Rogers, who currently serves as the Superintendent of Petersburg National Battlefield. During his multifaceted career, he has served in a number of parks with strong historical and cultural themes, including Independence National Historical Park, Valley Forge National Historic Site, Booker T. Washington National Monument, and St. Gaudens National Historic Site. Serving in these parks provided Mr. Rogers with the opportunity to witness how each grappled with the National Park Service challenge to tell a complete story. We will then hear from Dr. Joy Kennard, who currently serves as the superintendent of the Charles Young Buffalo Soldiers National Monument. A native of Washington, D.C., Dr. Kennard served as the Central District Manager of National Capital Parks East, where she managed 6 units of the National Park System before moving to Xenia, Ohio. These units included the Mary McLeod Bethune Council House, National Historic Site, and the National Archives for Black Women's History, the Carter G. Woodson Home National Historic Site, Langston Golf Course, James Creek Marina, and Buzzard Point Marina. Her experience connecting with national organizations and local communities in Wilberforce, Ohio, and Washington, D.C. metropolitan areas have added depth to the great work that was done in Washington, D.C., and that is happening at the Charles Young Buffalo Soldiers National Monument since March of 2015. And last but not least, we will hear from Barbara Taggart, who serves as the superintendent of Horseshoe Bend National Military Park in Davison, Alabama. She is currently serving as acting superintendent of the Birmingham Civil Rights National Monument and Freedom Riders National Monument in Alabama. In addition, she recently served as the acting superintendent of the Tuskegee Institute National Historic Site, Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site, and the Selma to Montgomery National Historic Trail. Throughout her 36-year career, Ms. Taggart has participated in the creation, development, and management of several park units in the national park system. Thank you.